Hello guys, McNulty here. I'm back again to talk about Blizzard's system for keeping instances relevant in Mist Pandaria. They've been doing this since Wrath. This is a part 3 for the series for me just shouting into the void. Look, I get it. I can kind of yield on the fact that these Celestials or Twilights, they're very, very good for alts and they're pretty badass at keeping your character's gear relevant throughout the expansion. Especially in Wrath, when I look back on it. But I think what we really learned from Wrath was that these instances should not be punishing to players. The extra tacked on stress is kind of shit. But here, the other thing that came from Wrath was this fucking legend right here. Anyway, then we move on to Kata. They lazily fired more dog water at us. The Infernos specifically was really bad. And they kind of, because Kata instances were already very long, and then just extending the length of the instances, they really ruined a lot of good Kata dungeons for me. But here we are, we're in Mist Pandaria, and I still think Celestials are problematic. First of all, the Mist Pandaria instances at a fundamental level are probably the worst set of 5-mans to exist in any expansion to date, even in the future. I say probably because obviously it's a subjective opinion, but they are filled with a lot of RP. They're very, very, very easy, and they've lots of breaks and stops and stuff that are just unnecessary in my opinion. And I don't think the addition of the extra hard of fear tactics put into the Celestials are making them any more challenging at all, and thus to me certainly doesn't make them any more fun. We are still just bashing our head against the same dungeons. It's certainly the fact that they're still dog water easy is very problematic to me. The next issue I have with these is burnout. Look, let's just look at my main. It's Disc Priest, I do a bit of healing. I want to raid night 1, and I want to have the best gear that I possibly can because I want my team to want me on their team. So, before Mushkin Vaults, I jumped into the 5-man heroics week 1. We get the best gear that we can. And of course, because week 1 and the expansion's new, I want to try the challenge modes out, and I want to do that. So I get into the challenge modes trying to get my transmog, and they're very hard, especially since they're gear capped. After that, we have the Celestials come out. Back into the same fucking instances to get gear. That's where we are right now. In about 2 weeks' time, Heart of Fear gear will be put into the same instances, and then again, 2 weeks after that, Taris will release, the Taris gear will be released into the Celestials, and once again, if you want to have the best gear, you're going to fire yourself right back into them Celestials. And do I got to keep going on here? Like, you know what I mean? You get my idea. We're back into the same 5-mans for the 5th time. This is one character. This is one character that I'm talking about. Like, there's no way in hell we are having that much fun in these instances. The burnout is crazy. Like, I cannot wait to get back into Celestials to see some absolute donkey hit every single egg, hug every single whirlwind. Aren't we having fun? Sorry, I digressed there. I went a little bit too hard on the theatricals there. My last issue with these, of course, it did kind of hit Cataclysm a little bit, but especially in map, we lost a feature to have these, and that's LFR. Now, I'm no advocate for LFR, but at least in LFR, you got to do these once a week. The burnout wasn't as real. When a new raid did come out, you got to do a new raid. You got to learn new tactics. You got to see a new environment. Especially in like this sort of situation that we're in now, where there's like 3 instances, and that's a lot of variation. Which makes LFR, especially when you can queue for them specifically, makes LFR very, not only alt friendly, but it's kind of like you get to do the bosses you want to do, rather than like just struggling through all of it. So yeah. So by the time Taris comes out, not only have I seen these same dungeons 5 different times, but I've lost the opportunity to do more raiding, especially on my alts. Like, because my main would never see LFR anyway, not for the most part. Maybe he would do LFR once and then he'd be through it, But that's kind of also something I miss as well. Like, LFR, in a sense, you would get a couple of friends together and you would go. It wouldn't be hard. But you'd all be shooting the shit. So there's something again, that little bit of loss. Like, why couldn't we have both? Why can't I be sitting here with both? And Celestials, you get the gear for free regardless. So, yeah. Again, my conclusion to all this cran is Blizzard, please, can we just give up on this Celestial idea going forward? Gammas, Twilights, whatever you want to call them. When I play a toon, especially an alt, I want to do it in a raid setting. I want to see raid content. I don't want to be in Celestial Jail. I would rather do LFR once a week and get no gear than to farm these 5-mans for another week and get all the gear. Unlike any other expansion as well, there's 0 new instances throughout map. No ZG, no Trial of the Crusade, no Twilights. You're gonna make me farm the same Dogwater 5-mans for the whole expansion with slightly more health, really lazily and creatively bankrupt, in my opinion, tactics, and then call it successful. My true hatred of this system is that Blizzard thinks it's successful. Again, I go back to my old example. If you put me in good gear into the original Classic Deadmines, us cunts will farm Fan Cleef for weeks. Because we're not there for the experience, or we're there for the reward, so that we can do better at progression, do better at the instances and the places that we want to be in with our bros. But yeah, I'm sure there's some spreadsheet somewhere that says that these 5-mans are absolutely a success and they're super amazing. And here, maybe I'm the only one here that has a problem. And I've had this problem since Wrath, if you go back and see my other videos. Maybe I'm barking up the wrong tree. But guys, that's all I have for you today. Please let me know in the comments what you guys actually think. And yeah, make sure to go and follow me over on Kick. That's where I'll be spending most of my time. I'll be basically just doing my raids throughout the week. And I am currently leveling on Turtle WoW, because I am a big Classic Plus advocate as well. Probably less of a Classic Plus advocate done by Blizzard. I think I'm happy with the private server scene doing it at the minute. But guys, thank you for listening to my ramble. I'm gonna peace out. So, peace.